Hello there, welcome back to B2B, and welcome to the finale for my Pan Those Eyeshadows for the year 2022. Here is the palette that I have been working on for the past month. I spent really not very long trying to figure out what shade belongs right here, and I couldn't figure it out. So clearly I haven't been using that one, but otherwise I had a pretty warm leaning, sort of rusty color scheme going on here. I thought that since this is the finale and I won't be randomly selecting shades to work on for the next month, that I would just film this as a get ready with me, because why not get one last use on these shades before I put them away and think about what I might want to do as far as this project goes next year. So the shades that are actually in my Pan Those Eyeshadows, the 5 shades that I randomly selected with the goal of getting to 10 uses. First, we have this bronze from Viziar, which this has been in for a couple of months. I think this might have been in since the August update. If not, it was in the September, and I have used this 10 times, so I've hit my goal on that. Luxie Salted Caramel, which is a yellow, but it also has like a blue shift to it. I rolled this in the September update, and I have used it 9 times. So if I use it today, I will have hit my goal. This Rose Gold from ColourPop, I also rolled in the I can't talk today. I also rolled in the September update, and I have used it 8 times. This brown from ColourPop I rolled in October, and I have used it 4 times. And the shade that I've really failed is from Natasha Denona. This is from the Ayana palette. It is this really deep matte brown, and I have used this all of once since I rolled it in almost 2 months ago at this point. So where we are starting from as far as the get ready with me portion of this video, I have eyebrows on, I have applied eye primer and set down said eyeshadow primer, and I think we're ready to get into the rest of the makeup. So I think what I'm going to start out with is this Rose Gold from ColourPop. I'm going to put this pretty much all over my lid. My outfit today is like the least conducive outfit I think I could have worn for this like rusty color scheme, but we're gonna make it work. It's gonna be fine. So I'm just brushing that on with my finger, or I guess swiping it on with my finger. It is a pretty color. I don't know why I was struggling so much to get this to 10 uses. I mean, yes, it was a little bit too similar to the bronze from Viziar. If I swatch them side by side, I think you can tell. I mean, they're certainly not identical, but they are similar enough that I personally wouldn't use them in the same look. They're just a little bit too close for me, and I'm not a super big fan of these more orangey or bronzy shades anyway, so it was hard to get both of them up to 10 uses, and that's why I didn't. But I do have this one at 9 now, so that's good at least. Now, I'll want something in my crease, but it looks like I must have gotten rid of a nice matte shade that I had. So to work myself towards my goals in another project, I'm going to reach into my Lorac Fairy Tale Forest, and I think I'm going to use a little bit of, let's see, how about a little bit of this lighter brown shade? I think that'll work nicely with what else I have going on. We'll use just a little bit of that in the crease. I've really been enjoying this like angled blending brush. It's not a shape that I've ever really gotten along with in the past. But for some reason this one from Luxie has really appealed to me lately. Just applies a nice layer of color, diffuses really easily. Overall, quite nice. Not what this video is about, but, you know, thought I'd mention it anyway. And now, let's bring in salted caramel. I'm just going to take that on my finger and press that into the center of my lid. And you know what? Let's pull it in a little bit further. That's pretty. I love what that shade does. And you can put this over glitter glue and get something that's almost opaque. I mean, it never quite gets there. But you can get something that you wouldn't necessarily need a shade underneath. But I love the way that it layers on top of other shades where you can very much see what is underneath, but it transforms it. It gives this almost fairy dust effect. I really enjoy it. And let's just keep with this and see if we can't use almost all of the shades. Next, I'm going to reach into this brown from ColourPop. This is from the Mandalorian palette. I'm going to run that along my lower lash line. Okay, and then, I mean, I feel like this red, even though it wasn't actually in the project, is just such a strong component of this palette that it seemed wrong to not bring that in. So I'm just gonna get a tiny little bit of it on this fluffy blending brush and stick that in like the very deepest part of my crease. It's not the most pigmented shade ever, which I appreciate because that could look real crazy or real fast. Oh, I like how I did my second eye better than I like my first. Shoot. Okay. Let's really get in there. I'm going to really work to define that V shape on this side. I don't know what it is, if it's maybe that I'm just right-handed, but I tend to have a lot easier time defining this side than this one, but I think we're close enough. Yeah, we're going to roll with it anyway. And then I need some kind of liner brush. We'll go with this one because I can find it. This is from Luxie again. I think pretty much all the brushes I've used have been from Luxie. I have a little bit of a problem. And I'm going to go into the deepest shade. Get my second use on that. I feel like I must have used it a couple of other times and just not marked it down. But I didn't record it, so it doesn't count. I'm just dragging that right along my upper lash line. Really focusing it more on the outer portion. Oh my goodness. What am I doing today? Like, what on earth? Well, that blended away pretty easily with just my finger, so I guess that's a good thing. I feel like this video is going to be an absolute hot mess, but I don't even care. It's fine. I'll get through it. I'm going to take that angled blending brush that I was using earlier. I'm not going to add any more product to it. I'm just going to run along the outer edge of my look because this side in particular is looking just kind of messy in person. I don't know how well that translates on camera, Often I feel like it doesn't, but which I appreciate. But then it makes me look like I'm just talking, just making points up as I'm filming these videos. Okay, so I just sped through most of the rest of my face, but I thought I wanted to add just a little bit of this white as my highlight, and this is the shade Glass Slipper from Luxie Beauty. So I'm just going into that, and we can see just how shiny that shade really is. And because I'm already here and I'm already playing with shiny shadow, why not put a little bit on my brow bone? That is probably a little bit frostier than what I was really going for, but you know, I don't really mind. And honestly, once my hair is back down out of this horrible setup, I feel like it's a little less obvious. Okay, so there is the look. Let's really quick go over my results for the year. So in 2022, I hit my goal on 20 different shades, which I think is awesome. A lot of these shades I probably wouldn't have used 10 times over the year if I hadn't pulled them into the project. I additionally had, well, no, I guess I hit my goal on 21 shades because I just hit my goal on Salted Caramel. I additionally had 3 shades that were brought in near the end of the year that I didn't hit my goal on. Overall, I'm really happy with how this project went. I feel like it was very successful. I think I want to do something a little bit different next year. I don't think that I want to keep with the setup of drawing 5 random shades and then building out the palette to hit 9. I don't know, it was fun, but I'm just ready to try something different. So if you have any thoughts about what you might like to see in a Pan Those Eyeshadows style project next year, definitely let me know. I'm very, very open to suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this project half as much as I did. It's really been a fun one for me. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing so you can catch next year's project. And I hope that I will see you all next time. Bye!